Hello guys and welcome to What the Tech episode number 43. My name is Adam Lobo.
And I'm Vernon. Great to be back.
For today's episode, we are going to be talking about two very interesting news. The first one is Apple is unleashing the Adobe killer. Number two, Disney is bringing Doomscrolling to your TV. We will talk about more about this in this week's episode because it's something that we already know that is going to be part of your main extension of your segment, which is Who Asked for This. So let's dive in straight into the first episode. Let's not waste any time. First and foremost, Apple has launched Apple Creator Studio, which is a single subscription bundle for all of their pro apps. Now, it launches on January 28. The biggest thing that we all need to pay attention to is the crazy value of the price, which is only $29.90 per month or 299 ringgit per year. Now, in comparison, the annoying people from Adobe, the Creative Cloud can go up to 200 plus per month, sometimes even more.
Depending on their mood, yes.
Exactly, because the biggest issue about Adobe is that you may be paying a separate price, but I'm paying a separate price.
Yeah, it's not be paying $250, I'll be paying $130.
Yeah. So I think PewDiePie got a huge slack about this because he was complaining about why the hell he went up high, and people say, "Oh, you're earning so much money." But I am with PewDiePie on this because he said that it's not about the money; it's about why is it inconsistent
and
why
it's so
is
opaque, right?
Yeah, it's like, and then you just increase without telling me, and it's not like one size fits all. So that's the main thing. In the bundle, there is a bunch of apps for video, audio, and image. So you can break down on the bundle.
Sure. For video, obviously, number one, Final Cut Pro.
Yes, the
both
best.
Both for the Mac and the iPad.
Best
You
video
also
editor
have,
in the world.
for motion graphics, you have Motion and Compressor. And in the audio department, Logic Pro, which has been an acquired product from Apple for a long time, will be available for Mac and iPad.
Definitely.
And you also have MainStage. In terms of image processing, Pixelmator Pro, which is what Apple recently purchased and acquired. It's going to be called Pixelmator Pro, Mac and iPad. And this is huge because Apple recently, of course, bought Pixelmator, as I mentioned. And it's now integrated into the suite, which is more like a Photoshop alternative.
It's actually better than Photoshop.
Don't you think so? Okay.
Yeah. And knowing the fact that, I like the fact that the bundle, it's available not only for the Mac, it's also for the iPad. So for some people like you and I, where we have both, is great, but some people may only have a Mac or might only have an iPad, so this could be beneficial for that. And now there's also some new AI features, which is the Creator Studio exclusive, something that you cannot get it either way. So probably can just give us a rundown on that.
Yeah, so a couple of AI features. There's a montage maker, which is available on the iPad. It uses AI to auto-edit your footage to the beat of music, which is nice, something you see on CapCut and stuff like that. You also have something called magnetic mask for motion, where it rotoscopes without a green screen. Also something you have on some of the
so
social
just before you go further on that, just to give you context of why is the magnetic mask on motion different than Final Cut Pro, because Final Cut Pro already has magnetic mask. Now motion is like a separate app within the whole
primarily
video
for motion graphics.
Mainly for motion graphics. Now previously motion didn't have magnetic mask, you had to do it from scratch. Now it has that as well. So what's the third one, Abang?
So the third one is beat detection. So Final Cut Pro now syncs and cuts audio tracks automatically using Logic Pro's AI tech, which is also available on Logic Pro.
So one of the best things that I've noticed as a Final Cut Pro video editor is the fact that all of the presets from Logic Pro also comes in default in Final Cut Pro. So when you click at audio, it has the audio ones. And what I saw, because we haven't gotten the latest version yet, but the preview shows like there's going to be like lines and the beats for you to easily follow, which is so nice. It's like a dotted lines and stuff like that. So amazing stuff. Now, I know the main thing that a lot of people who are, a bit more on the negative side is going to be complaining about, here comes Apple again with a subscription model. What are your thoughts about that?
I think the thing about subscriptions is there is a bit of fatigue. So everything is a subscription.
Yeah.
From your Netflix to your car. You know, now that there's this brand who is offering battery subscription when you buy a car. So there is a bit of fatigue, but ultimately it's about whether you gain value from the subscription or not.
Yeah.
But I find that this particular creator bundle packs a lot of value for what is delivering for that price. And you've compared it to Adobe Creative Suite, although it's not an apple to apple, so to speak, comparison, because Adobe offers a huge amount of apps and also features.
Yeah.
But I think as a subscription and looking at something like, let's say in comparison, Apple One, is it worth it? And to me as a consumer, I think it's worth it because of all the little things that matter to me and I use. Yeah. So if you're a creator who uses Final Cut Pro already, Logic Pro as part of your workflow, and maybe want to add a little bit of Photoshop features without subscribing to Adobe per se, you can have Pixelmator Pro in your suite for a very low price. And I think in that sense, that subscription kind of makes sense to that particular user or to you.
Yeah. So my second question would be, is the subscription fatigue, right? A lot of people might say that they hate subscription, but if you had to give this recommendation at this point in time, what would you say to them? How would you sell this to them?
How I would sell it to them? First and foremost, you have to be a Mac user or you are in the Apple ecosystem because it's not cross-platform like Adobe is.
Yep.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Number one, it's exclusive to one platform. So if you're on that platform, you're likely to stick to that platform.
Yeah.
And this makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you're a creator and you're a pro, makes sense. Especially like you, FCP, right? It's your thing.
Yes.
So you cannot be looking at something outside of the ecosystem like I want to run PC but there's no Final Cut Pro on the PC.
Yeah.
So you need to basically stick to the Apple ecosystem. So that's my point. I feel that that makes sense in that particular domain. I think the other question is this going to put a dent into Adobe? Is it going to put Adobe in a precarious position because there's another competitive product against their suite, which is a bit of, I feel they're in a bit of trouble.
There's another one which we recently talked about.
Affinity.
Affinity.
So I feel Affinity is a bigger threat to Adobe than Apple in my humble opinion, because it goes head to head with the products that Adobe has, like Photoshop, Illustrator,
and it doesn't tie you to
layout.
a specific ecosystem.
Exactly.
So what do you think that Adobe is going to do moving forward in order for them to react? Now, if you are in Adobe's shoes, what would you do?
I think Adobe, what it's trying to do is drive the value that it has this breadth of products and this whole portfolio of many, many amazing products.
Yeah.
Which I agree. But what bugs me is always the opaqueness of their pricing strategy. Why can't I pay a single price?
Yeah.
As a user, as a consumer? Why do I pay a different price from you, for instance?
Yeah.
And the steep change of pricing when it comes to renewal, that's the one that's always shocking to me.
Yep.
I was paying 130 for a while, and then when it came to a renewal, it went double up to 250.
And then you can go down again, but you need to negotiate with them. You need to put the extra effort. My point is that why? We are already your subscriber.
Exactly.
We need to message them as hi, the price went up very high. It has worked. Like a lot of people have actually come to a point whereby it has reduced. But my point is that why should we do that extra step? Why don't you just consistently reward your long-time subscribers by just sticking to one thing?
I absolutely agree. And I mean, looking forward, will this force Adobe to lower prices or change its pricing strategy? I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah, so if you are in Adobe's position, how would you react to this?
Well, they need to look at how much impact it's done to the bottom line. I think Affinity has done a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
We don't have the data. We're not sure. But hopefully in the next couple of months, in the coming year, we'll get to see a little bit clearer on
Probably.
how the impact is on Adobe's bottom line. And really, my hope is that Adobe, relooks at its pricing strategy.
A good point.
Yeah.
I have two things which I feel is a little... One is confusing. The other one is that what is it in for us? So I'll break it down very clearly. The first one would be, is the confusing part, because if you say it's Creator Studio exclusive, the beat detection for Final Cut Pro, does this only apply to Creator Studio subscribers? But what if you are like me who already bought the software for $1,299? So will it come to Final Cut Pro? It seems like it will.
I would assume that it is.
Yeah. Then why is it called Creator Studio exclusive then? That's my confusion within the naming side of things. Because the term exclusive means that, it doesn't,
It could be a little bit like the Affinity strategy.
Yeah.
While the software is free, the base software is free, the AI features is tied to a Canva Pro subscription. So,
got it.
Yeah, so in AI, the AI credits and stuff like that. The same way Adobe is also doing it, right? Apple could be doing the same thing.
Yeah. Now, besides video and audio, just so you all know that there's also other apps like Numbers, the Pages
the
and all that.
Office Suite,
The Office Suite, spreadsheets also, there are some AI features. That's one. The second thing which I want to talk about is that what is it in it for people like me who have bought Logic Pro, who have already bought Final Cut Pro? Where is my reward? You get what I mean? No? My point is that...
Your reward is that you paid once and you have it forever.
Yeah, but I like the idea of getting all of it. You get what I mean? So is there like a special deal? Because right now, like if you're a student or if you're a teacher, you get like 9 ringgit 90 cents per month. Amazing deal. That's like super good.
Sure.
But is there like a reward for people who have stuck to Final Cut Pro, bought it from day one, or even Logic Pro? Because I did buy both apps separately as a musician and also as video. Maybe like you say, if you're already existing Final Cut Pro user, you bought the app outright, you can probably get a better rate discount just for the sake of getting all of the features.
Honestly, I hope Apple announces it.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to do much damage to them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It doesn't cost anything for them to do that, to retain a customer, and also to lock you in a subscription and for the long term.
Yeah, because at this point in time, this subscription sounds very good, but my point is that I don't see myself using Pixelmator Pro as much. And I already bought Final Cut Pro, and I feel like I don't need motion, I don't need compressor. Compressor is something that I used to use when I export our videos. But nowadays, within Final Cut Pro, the export is actually very good because it has so many different ways to choose from. But at this point in time, for me, I wouldn't subscribe to this because I already have Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro, which I bought it outright. But would you, as a person who, you do some editing here and there, pictures, videos and stuff, but would you subscribe to the plan?
Me, contextually, no, because I don't use FCP. Not anymore anyways.
Yeah, you used to.
Yeah, I used to. I converted. And I don't use the Office Suite, so I don't use Keynote and Numbers.
Oh, wow. That is my life.
But then again,
isn't that free anyway?
Yeah, it's free anyway. It's bundled with every new Mac, and I have so many versions of it.
Exactly.
So it doesn't really matter to me. But again, for those who are looking at, trying to do creative stuff on the Mac, I think this is great value. It was a little bit of a surprise announcement, to be honest. It came out of the blue.
Yeah.
And suddenly it popped up where, influencers and YouTubers were posting about it.
Me too. Man.
You too.
I
didn't realize it until I saw it.
So when they made the announcement and I went like, okay, I told Sai to write about it. I was like, you know what? I feel like this is a big story. I eventually, I was at home taking care of my son. And I was like, you know what? This deserves a reel by its own. So for me to kind of tell people. So that's the reason why we did. Yeah. There was not, like Apple doesn't do embargo releases kind of thing. So And we heard the news the same time everybody heard the news. It's all about whether or not.
It's a little bit surprising. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. There was no rumors to it as well. As much as we've been talking about more devices, rumors and stuff, but it's quite interesting that has been done. So the question for the first ever news is that would you subscribe to the Apple Creator Studio? Does apps like the ones mentioned for video, audio and image very much important to you to a point that you feel like this is value for your money? For me, to recommend this for a person who does not own Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro outright, I would think that this is a no-brainer because 30 ringgit, you can't have a decent meal now in Malaysia with 30 ringgit per day. Imagine having this to pay for a month, which is so much better. My recommendation was to go for the yearly one if you feel like you want to really go and dive deep, and it's so much better. And I just really love and appreciate the fact that because Apple is very in control with this. The reason being because they have the subscription plan, they have their own devices like the iPad, the Mac, and even iPhone. So which means that when they come up with software updates, it'll be trickling down to all of the updates and all of the softwares, all of the devices. And it won't be like a situation where Android TV was introduced very first time, whereby the apps were so weird on a TV. Now it's so much better. So I think when Apple has this in control, it's a very, very good thing. Some may say that Apple is coming up with this particular plan is because they want to make money. I mean, which company doesn't want to make money? But the point is that Apple is giving you a way to own these products without paying a huge fee, because maybe you don't have 1,299 ringgit to pay, because by paying 299 ringgit per year, that is like, it already saves you 1,000. And if you feel like you want to continue on with other apps, you can actually play around with. And apps like Motion and Compressor talks to Final Cut Pro, similar like how the Adobe Suite is. And of course, compared to Adobe Suite, which is so much more expensive, this would be a very, very good overall subscription plan. So let us know if this is something appealing to you.
Before that, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
The question is the ecosystem trap.
Yeah.
They're locking you in, giving you a really cheap deal, right?
Yeah.
But once you subscribe to it, you're locked to it forever, as long as you're on the Mac or an iPad, and you can't switch to Windows. Is that a problem for you?
No, because I'm already in the ecosystem. However, people who are not in the ecosystem, I'm always encouraging you all to be within the ecosystem when it comes to creative. You won't have Final Cut Pro on an iPhone either way, right? So, like for me, for the longest time, I have been a Mac user for 22 years. But I only started using an iPhone daily from iPhone 12. Prior to that, I was always using just one phone, which is an Android phone, which is a Samsung device, and occasionally the Vivos and the Xiaomis of the world. But I feel this is so important for people who are using a Mac. And I've always said that, yes, we reviewed Windows products and stuff, but I always felt like earlier I came into the studio, I saw more like updating his NVIDIA Windows driver. I'm like, bro, what are you updating? Oh, really? You don't have that kind of stuff on a Mac ecosystem? I think I am all in for people to get trapped into the ecosystem, because the ecosystem, yes, you're paying, but is the ecosystem something that is going to make you work backwards? No. The ecosystem is going to help you to achieve what you want to achieve. So unless the ecosystem is to a point whereby like it is ruining your life, it's killing you softly, like, eating burnt cheesecake every day, which is amazing, by the way. But this will eventually help you, right? Like for me, like when I started audio, I didn't start audio with Logic Pro. The reason why, because it was a price, right? Yeah. The price. So what I did is that I bought Ableton. And that time I couldn't afford a very powerful Mac. So I got a Mac Mini, and then I installed Ableton in it because I bought the physical software, and that's how Dragon recorded the second album and also the Hari Raya and Spectrum song. Right. Eventually, only later on when we started the YouTube channel, that's where I actually got Logic Pro. Now, if we had this subscription earlier on, I would get the subscription anytime.
Yeah, I think it's also cheap enough for someone like me who wants to maybe dabble again with FCP. To just subscribe, because it's only $30 or $299.
And because you have an iPad, imagine, because I don't think you use Pixelmator Pro.
No.
So my point is that with your skills, like you and Syed have the skills for drawing and stuff, imagine that you have that power within yourself now because you have the subscription plan. Whether or not you want to dabble into Final Cut Pro, you have the option for it to also be on the iPad with the other apps which work seamlessly too.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I have no issue with people being trapped in this particular ecosystem.
What about the fact that people like Adobe, they have this entire suite of apps, but they tend to add and remove apps all the time, like features. One day, they've changed Photoshop to something else.
Yeah.
Or they've removed Photoshop completely.
Yeah.
Or they raise prices down the line. That kind of thing. How do you feel about that over the long run?
Very good question. I am okay if they want to add stuff and you want to remove stuff which is totally redundant. Let's be honest, we don't use every single tool on Adobe Photoshop. Maybe they have the data, so probably that's why they remove it. It still happens for smartphones, right? Like why you suddenly don't have an extra button, for example. My biggest issue with Adobe, besides the price, is the fact that you don't let us choose what exact apps that we want to use. They create bundles based on what they want. Like, I wanted just Adobe Acrobat. Yes, we can use Preview to easily sign your details and edit PDFs and well, but I still feel like Acrobat on a device, whether or not it's an iPhone or Android phone, is so nice to use, and it actually saves your signature, and also it's so much easier to edit and use compared to Preview. That's my opinion. I don't like the fact that I couldn't choose Acrobat and Photoshop. I want to use Acrobat. It's like you need to, if you choose Acrobat Photoshop, you need to subscribe it to separately. If it's separately, it becomes so much more expensive than the entire ecosystem that I need to get the whole thing. That for me pisses me off. So for me, I am not silently, but I'm openly very happy if Adobe shuts down their company tomorrow, because essentially they are the ones who are forcing people to make decisions where we don't want to follow. Why don't you give us an option to, I just want to use Acrobat and also, Acrobat PDF editor and also Photoshop. I just want Premiere Pro, although I hate Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro and Acrobat, for example, or Premiere Pro and Illustrator. That one you can, because what they did is that, in case you all did not know, they separated like a video bundle, there's an image bundle, there's a creator bundle. But why don't you allow us to choose that? So for me, that's my biggest issue with Adobe.
Maybe that will be in the future, where it's a little bit more dynamic.
Probably right now, like
choose
with Apple coming up with this. I think that's where they are finally feeling
it's also a chance for you to innovate.
Yeah. Because like you say, Affinity is more like, okay, whatever, like your new guys. But when Apple does something like this, I think that's where they'll be shaking, right? So for me, every time when I go to Apple Park, or even for Samsung events, when we stay in the hotel, which is, I think, nearby, because it's like 10 minutes to Cupertino, we always pass by the Adobe office, and I look at it, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Kind of thing. So hopefully this time they step up and prove all of us wrong. Okay, for the second news, now we talked about this before, and it was at that point in time, we were like, yeah, it makes sense, but it is something that it really has happened, because the announcement came straight from Apple. So this is not a rumor anymore, because Apple and Google are actually having a deal for Gemini to power Siri and Apple Intelligence.
Makes sense. And I remember us talking about Apple mulling buying Perplexity. Remember?
Yeah. What happened to that?
So I guess that didn't happen. But then again, we're talking about Google, and Google is now, if you look at it, the biggest thing in AI. With Gemini and its suite of tools and services.
Yeah.
So it does make sense for Apple to kind of collaborate and partner Google in a sense.
I think this is great also, because it kind of reminds me of the smart home world, right? Those were the days whereby, like, if you're within the Akara ecosystem, you just use Akara devices. When you are in the Apple HomeKit, you came up, and then they came up with this whole Matter, the Matter function, whereby like all of these devices from different brands all can talk to each other. I hope that all smartphone brands does the same thing, because ultimately they are serving us. who in you guys, which is the users, the ones who are buying the products. So if Apple feels that Gemini is the best option, which we all know, like with Nano Banana and stuff, their image generation, the way they respond very quickly, it is still faster and more intuitive compared to OpenAI. My question to you is that, do you feel that it's really just going to be the engine, or there's going to be some sort of an overlap with Gemini in it?
Well, I mean, based on the report, the engine is basically Gemini or Google filling in where the foundation models are required. Yeah. So Apple would still control the data, means it's going to run on their own private cloud, because as you know, security and privacy is this huge thing for Apple, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, they really walk the talk. And there is no compromise when it comes to that. They cannot, because that's their brand value and that's their brand promise to you as a customer.
Yeah.
So I guess Google provides the intelligence to Apple Intelligence and also to Siri, which is a good thing, because as you know, Siri has not, lived up to its hype and its requirements and what people demand from it. And I really hope that in 2026 we'll see a better Siri at 2.0. And just like how Google powers search on all Apple devices as default with the Google engine, search engine, I don't think it's a big deal for Gemini to power AI intelligence on Apple devices.
Do you think that it's going to be similar to right now, whereby like when you ask Siri something and then you say, do you like to use ChatGPT?
No, I don't think
not going to be like that, right?
It's going to be super transparent. There will be zero clues that is running Gemini.
Wow,
there will be no Google branding on whenever you use Siri.
So like if the timeline is going to be releasing in end of this year, which means that we probably will be seeing it on iPhone. So your prediction is that during the announcement of, we have the new Siri powered by Google, are they going to say that, or they're just going to keep quiet about it?
They may do that. They may do that at least.
Yeah, maybe like the Beninging, like
Beninging,
the Beninging, they go like that.
During the keynote when they launch iPhone 18.
Yeah,
that's going to be the highlight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of privacy, trust, give us your in-depth thoughts about that.
I think, again, security and privacy are crucial to Apple.
Yeah.
And I tend to kind of trust Apple more than others because they do walk the talk. Right? They've created this branding where privacy is paramount. It's part of their brand promise. I don't think it's weird that Google is supplying, the foundation and Apple delivers to the end customer.
Yeah. Yeah,
based on their walled garden and the guardrails that they've developed. Yeah.
With all of this being said, with them trying to acquire Perplexity, trying to do stuff on their own, and then firing a bunch of staff, coming back and forth on this, do you feel like this is Apple surrendering and saying that, I'm out, we can't do this, we need to get somebody on board, even if it means a competitor like Google? What are your thoughts about that?
That's a very good question. And I feel the answer is two-pronged. It goes both ways. I think it's a yes and a no.
Okay.
Number one, I think Apple is acknowledging that Siri is lagging and they're lagging in Apple Intelligence in the AI space. And so Apple decides to take it on their own. And I think the way forward was to decide whether they want to acquire the tech through acquisition, because Apple buys companies all the time, right?
Yeah.
Or work with arguably the best AI in the world right now, which is Google Gemini. And ultimately, it's to stay ahead of the curve and be in front, at least in the narrative that Apple is not lagging. And that's important. And this is what it takes for Apple to be in front. And that's what it's doing.
Have you ever wondered what is OpenAI doing with this? Because at first it was Apple Intelligence going together with ChatGPT. Would you like to use ChatGPT? What do you think happened behind the scenes that they decided not to fully go with OpenAI? I think I know your answer, but let's listen and see whether it is your answer. But yeah, it's like, I got Google, so bye-bye OpenAI, we don't need you anymore. What do you think is the reason why they didn't go full-fledged with OpenAI? Do you think OpenAI said no on certain things, or Apple decided, hey, you are doing something else, which you're going to tell soon? That's the reason why we're going to go with Google. What's your answer to that?
I feel there are a couple of answers to this, or speculative at least.
Yeah, of course.
I think number one, Apple working with OpenAI was temporary measure.
So you really thought it was a temporary measure?
Yeah, I think it was a temporary measure, and I feel it was just to plug the interest at that time when Siri was literally a laggard.
Okay.
And really left behind. And OpenAI being the biggest generative AI engine at that point of time.
That time, yeah.
Makes sense for it to at least tentatively or temporarily plug it so that people have a more positive way of looking at Siri at that time. It doesn't stop OpenAI having ChatGPT on an iPhone as a plugin, as a external app, which is fine. But integration wise, I feel
OpenAI
and Apple don't share the same values.
Oh,
as a company and as a service. And number two, as you know, number three. Point number three is that Johnny Ive and
yes, I knew you were going to say that.
Have a little side project with maybe a conflict of interest to Apple as well. So
I feel like that would be the main deciding factor.
Do you think that is the main deciding factor?
Yeah, because
could it be a result of Apple rejecting ChatGPT? Then that project happened?
That one we don't know, right? Probably maybe OpenAI says that, hey, we've been doing this for you for quite a while. We would do more, but you need to pay a certain amount, and maybe they said no. But I have a feeling it could be because of that. It could be happening both ends, right? Is it because of that? That's why the whole Johnny Ive OpenAI happened, because that deal did not make through.
It could be either way.
Yeah, it could be either way, or is it because of that? That's why Apple decided to.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah,
but I feel it's not about price because Apple is paying billions to Google.
Yeah,
Apple's has paid billions every year to Google for search.
Yeah.
And Apple will pay billions for Gemini on Apple Intelligence and Siri.
Okay.
Which is nothing. Apple is a multi-trillion-dollar company.
Even though Google is creating stupid phones like the Pixel Fold, they can still make money because of this. Okay, so
hardware is not their strength.
Exactly. So for your segment, who asked for this? Said wrote about Disney coming up with a Hayo.
So we know the answer already.
That's my reaction. But yeah, give us the lowdown of who asked for this particular topic. Your segment, Abang.
Well, it is the biggest consumer electronics show in the world, CES 2026 in Las Vegas. Disney has announced that Disney Plus is going to add vertical infinite scroll videos on its feed later this year. Is it going to be claps or drum rolls? Or?
No. But hammer blows.
Yeah, Disney is basically turning into a TikTok. Yeah.
So, what are the details of this? Like what's the feature? What is the current content, and what is the so-called strategy to this?
So within the Disney Plus app, there's a dedicated tab that serves only short-form vertical videos.
Oh.
And if you were asking me about content, well, it's not just going to be trailers. There's going to be things like snackable tips behind the scenes. There could be very thematic things like the best lightsaber fights or whatever.
I would watch that.
There could be user-focused content, which is designed to. They want to hook you in. They want to make it addictive for you and come in every day and just scroll it like IG, and not just fire up the app when you want to watch a new movie or a new TV series, right? I guess this appeals to the Gen Zs and the alphas, and they just want to consume short form videos with a very short attention span. So I feel that is the strategy behind it. It's a lot like Verts on the ESPN app.
The hell's Verts?
I mean, we don't have we don't really have the app here in Malaysia.
Say it was Verts.
It's vertical content on the ESPN app.
Really?
Yes.
Holy mother of God!
And
So that thing already exists.
Yeah, and apparently, based on last year, it boosted engagement massively for them.
As much as I don't like the idea of this, but I think it does come down to content. It's like how I subscribe to the All Rage thing. It's just 9 ringgit per month. Yeah, I'm supporting the club, although they got too much money. It's because of the behind the scenes stuff, the like behind the games and stuff. I think because again when you said like content like best lightsaber fights and all, I would love to see that. But the question is that our user behavior, like, do you watch Disney Plus on your phone more than your iPad or your TV?
Not anymore because I unsubscribed. But
you did?
When I was subscribed, not much on the phone.
Why did you unsubscribe?
Because I felt that the content was limited. Like the series that I wanted to watch, I've already completed them.
Good job.
And I felt that it doesn't add so much value to my life anymore.
I unsubscribed to HBO Max because I felt like I was only watching Penguin, which is a bloody good show. Make sure to watch it.
It's superb. I unsubbed Netflix as well, so in that sense,
I cannot.
Just
my
wanted
wife
to simplify
Netflix.
my life.
My mother-in-law also needs Netflix, so it's all under one account. I would love to cancel it, but yeah.
But I think the question is, will this detract customers from the actual content? The long form content? Will people watch movies and TV series less because they're just so stuck to doom scrolling vertical video?
It could be like a CTA thing, right?
The strategy is to get people hooked to the app, but will they eventually watch the long form videos? Because
if it's
what matters.
If it's appealing enough, that would. So, like for example, like you do like a teaser of a documentary, PDD documentary.
Not available on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. But yeah, my point is that if you put like certain key moments, and then be like, oh my God, they actually talk about this, or oh my God, there's a fight scene between who and who. So, like for example, Street Fighter, the movie is coming out. It's not going to be on Disney Plus. When Street Fighter movie comes out, maybe there's a very cool fight between Dalsim and Akuma. Huge Akuma fan, by the way. So you'll be like, oh my God, there's a crazy fight scene, Akuma. Yes, it's spoilers, but you could probably let people watch the full video or
you
the
can
full
click through and go to the full video.
If they would do something like that, then that's the way to actually bring. It's like you're promoting. It's like marketing. Like when we do a podcast, when we cut the clips, that could be similar way of what they want to do, but also make it a bit more exclusive, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it works if it's exclusive.
Yeah. Because my initial impression was that they were going to put like random weird videos vertically on Disney Plus, or they were gonna create like a full-fledged series or movie on vertical video, which I hate, and please don't do that.
But I mean, that's something that's happening in China, where there's an emerging trend of vertical video series or micro dramas that's primarily made for mobile. They're short, they're budget friendly, and they're very fast paced cliffhanger type videos. So every end of the video is a cliffhanger to make you watch the next one and the next one and the next one. And they are available on platforms like Real Short, Drama Box, all from China. And it's starting to kind of flow into Asia already. I think Malaysia is starting to do it.
Oh no.
You'll see it on IG stories and Reels.
Okay.
Disney could actually pursue that because, again, their target audience, Gen Z, alphas, they want that quick dopamine hit, right? And this would definitely work for them.
Wow.
From a user perspective, I feel it's another way of discovering new and old content, which is good.
Yeah.
But whether I would use it personally, not so sure.
I mean, I don't even have time to open up the app, and I'm not the kind of person who actually watches Disney Plus or Netflix on the phone. I still prefer to watch it on a TV. So
yeah, it's a cinema experience.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna go into that vertical content tab on my TV. It doesn't make sense. So I wouldn't be the kind of person who watches this. Now the reason why I've been no, because I just hate vertical aspect ratio. I just hate the existence of it. Yes, I know it's inevitable. It is there, but I just hope people learn to appreciate widescreen format. Even open gate also is fine, but yeah. So,
but I mean, vertical on the phone makes sense, right? That was the argument.
Yeah, it does.
On the TV, definitely not. I would say big no.
But we have already. I understand why it makes sense. So that when you hold your phone, you're like this, you're watching. But we are already gotten used to doing this. Simple, right? It takes you 2 seconds, right? So, and the reason why is because you also feel like you are more, when you're watching something for a long time, you hold the phone like this, is nice. As opposed to hold the phone like that. Maybe your the other hand can korek hidung or something.
Doing that.
Yeah, true.
It's a behavioral
I'm
issue.
a boomer, maybe that's why, right? Okay, let us know what you think about this whole vertical content. For me, I don't like consuming vertical content, but we create vertical content because the place is there.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know whether or not this is something that you want to actually subscribe to and are excited about, because for me, I am not excited about this at all. Now, for the community segment, Syed have asked a question. Do you use cloud storage? And if you do, which one do you use? Let us know below in the poll and also in the comments. Now, we do have a total of, let me just open this up. But before I actually open...
A lot of votes, dude.
Yeah, the screenshot taken, I couldn't see the votes. So let me just open up the link. 297 votes. Wow.
Yeah.
Good job, Syed. And 8 comments. Comments is not as much. But before we go into the comments, are you surprised by Google Drive being 70%?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because of the proliferation of Android devices, number one, by default.
I'm surprised why Syed didn't put Dropbox. Is it a Malaysian thing?
Didn't have enough space.
Oh, there you go. But you put Microsoft OneDrive. Who uses that?
Apparently,
I used to.
Apparently that's
What? Oh, wow.
Apparently it's
Sorry.
really popular.
Sorry.
More popular than Dropbox, apparently.
I used to because I was subscribed to Microsoft 365.
Maybe because I'm not a Windows user, so that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, so 70% Google Drive, which kind of makes sense because yes, it's like it's like a household name lah. It's like, hey, can you airdrop that
by
to me?
default?
Yeah, so
By
it's
default.
like, hey, can you just put it up on Google Drive? I'll share with you a Google Drive link. iCloud, I think the reason why is 11%, which is second place together with own personal NAS, which I am honestly looking into. iCloud, I guess, because it's a bit more tied to your device. So maybe that's the reason why. And it also shows that the amount of people using iCloud and also iPhone users in our channel or viewers. Microsoft OneDrive, apparently people do use it. So that is the least. Now, your answer. Is Google Drive your choice?
It used to be.
Oh, wow. Now she's going to come up with something which I never heard before. Same like the apps you use, right?
No.
The camera app.
So I think a year back I consolidated everything.
Into your own NAS. Oh, teach me.
Number one, my primary is iCloud because of Apple One.
Yep.
You get 2 terabytes.
Yeah. Which is not enough for me ever since I got
just got a notification that your 2 terabytes is full.
Because I'm taking pictures of my son.
I take a lot of pickleball videos now.
Yeah.
So it's full. So Apple One gives me iCloud 2 terabytes. I'll need to upgrade soon. Number 2, as a backup for one of my Android devices, I have Google Drive still.
Oh, so
I used to have 2 terabytes of Google, but I've moved it moved things around. I used to have Microsoft OneDrive because of Microsoft 365, and you get 5 accounts. You get 1 terabyte per account. That's
nice.
a lot of storage.
That's nice.
So what I do with my system is I have multiple backup solutions. I'll back up to Microsoft. I'll back up to OneDrive. I'll back up to iCloud. I'll back up to Google Drive.
How about Google Photos?
Same.
So do you have a Google Photos account?
It comes. It gets consolidated into Google Drive as the main storage service. And I've built 2 personal NAS at home. So I have 2 NAS at home, which actually backs up my cloud stuff as well.
Nice. How many
So
total terabytes is your NAS?
I get redundancy. My NAS, I've got multiple. So one is 8 terabytes and one is 4 terabytes. Wow. But it runs a RAID 1. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
RAID 1 is scary, dude.
Redundancy is important for me. So you cannot just base it on one. What if Google closes tomorrow?
Yeah.
Closes tomorrow.
Yeah, I've been toying the idea of using, I think Ugreen came up, it's very interesting. They came up and it's been going all over the place. But every time when I see anything which is 1,000 above, I always think 5 times. It's, oh my God.
I would recommend this brand called TerraNAS, which is...
Yeah, I heard before.
Yeah, they're really good because their software is also really good. And I have a Synology. So
yeah, even them, so they approached us. But again, with our time frame and all, it's a bit harder.
Yeah. With all what you guys do here.
I had a very sad story about Google Photos because when the CMO for Samsung passed away, I don't have a single photo of her. So when you posted, I wanted to post because I said, okay, at least somebody posted. Now I can post. You get what I mean? And I saw Shufei put up Instagram stories and I want to do it. I took a lot of photos with Elaine, especially when we were in Korea together, because we spend a lot of time in Korea. And of course, all of the launches, whenever we go, we take lots of pictures together. Now, because Samsung is under the Google Photos, I didn't know that he hasn't backed up my Google Photos on the Samsung phone ever since like S10 Plus.
Wow.
I had no idea. So when I go back to my Google Photos, I'm like, holy mother of God, it hasn't been backing up.
Yeah.
So all of my photos, when I use an Android phone, it's not up in the cloud.
Right.
And what usually we do is that because it's all review devices, I always tell Syed to help me, just, wipe it off. And last time we used to keep every single footage and all the camera samples, but right now because like our so-called backup, but it's not NAS, it's just a backup. We have 5 8 terabyte hard disks to just put all of our archive, but we have reduced it because it's definitely not something that we can use long term. Like how many freaking years in every single project of Adam Lobo TV is like almost 1 terabyte sometimes, 800 900 gigabytes. So yeah, it sucks, and I'm very sad to know that I didn't have photos of her, but at the same time all the photos which are taken from a Vivo, like the Vivo X100, I don't have it. Like the first, like I remember why I say S10 Plus is because I remember I went to Singapore, I interviewed, what is Batman? Ben Affleck. Yeah, so I have like pictures. Yeah, I did for our YouTube channel. Yeah. So when Netflix first came to Malaysia, they actually called us to do some content with them. But when they became big, their head also became big. So eventually I stopped. I met Ryan Reynolds. I even did an interview with him.
I think
in Korea. Yeah. So this was the beginning when Netflix just came to Malaysia. The management was awesome. Remember we met during the Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. Remember we so that time the management was cool, right? Yeah. But now I don't know what happened. So yeah. So that's the story. So I hate the fact that Google Photos did that to my photos.
I think that would be an interesting video to create.
Yeah.
Talking about backups. And how do you backup?
Yeah. Good point.
The different options to do backups.
Actually, I would get you to do it, talk about it, because I'm not good at it. Because like if I was so good at it, means then I would have already backed up the Google Photos. For me, I use iCloud primarily because I'm an iPhone user. Google Drive is for the company related stuff. Now, if you use Google Drive, which is based on they call it the workspace account, like the Adam Lobo Media Group one, that's quite big. I think it's like 12 terabytes or something like that. It's quite big, but you pay a lot of money monthly. Like currently, because per email, right? Yeah. So right now, depending on how many people you have in a team, we actually pay a lot. Like even I still pay for my @dragonrate.com. So I have adam@dragonrate.com. So that one itself, monthly, like we are paying almost like 60 ringgit just for 2 accounts, Adam and Slide. That's all. So imagine like the bunch of people that we have in our beloved team. So I use iCloud, Google Drive for devices, like for example, like any like files per se.
Yeah.
But as a creator, Frame.io is the best thing that ever created as of now, because most of the time when we share things with clients or share things with people within the team, that's actually very good because
is it how much storage do they give you? Frame.io?
2 terabyte.
Okay.
2 terabyte, which is decent, not bad. Then so for me this does make sense because people use the term Google Drive. It's like, like, hey, can you like, use Dettol to clean, use Clorox to wash your white clothing. He's using the brand, so I think it's a household name. Let's check out the comments. Devon Portable, welcome back, my friend. I remember when OTG flash drivers were
Oh my god.
Oh my god, they're flash drive. Anyways, I'm using 2
By the way, thumb drives are not a backup, brother. Don't do thumb drives.
Because it's too
That's not a backup solution.
Thanks for reminding me, because all of my sons, all the what do you call it? The scans, they actually put it on a thumb drive.
Yeah, there's no redundancy. So
you're absolutely
it goes.
Then he uses a 2 terabyte flash drive and a 2 terabyte hard drive for my pics. So screw it, and companies who want to take my money for storage case. I agree. So good one, Devon Portable. I need to be like Vernon and you to like come out from that and have my own storage. So I really need to bite the bullet and just buy the 1,000 something, because it's the 1,000 something for you green. I saw the software.
1,000 something is not a bad deal.
Yeah, I know. But again, every time when I purchase something, as a company owner, you go like, oh, what can I do with 1,000 ringgit? You get what I mean? So
you're right.
Yeah, so it's not a lot of money, I understand, but every time, like I was talking behind the scenes about how like there's a bunch of
every
boxes there. Yeah, you'd be like, oh, I should just buy a cabinet from IKEA. But as a business owner, you always think about every single money because you need to make sure that the company sustains. B Prabha says, I use Google Drive mostly because I use Google Photos, and I use G Photos mainly because of its compression. Is G Photos different than Google Photos?
No, it's the same.
Oh, it's the same.
Unless it's a separate app he's talking about. But Google Photos has that unlimited option where you save a compressed version.
Yes, correct. Okay, I think then what he meant. Abang Vernon says you use iCloud, secondary Google, and of course you use Home Nest. That's good. Nash J says, I'm using Gemini Plus. That comes bundled with Google Drive storage. That's very smart. Man. Yeah, it is very smart because Gemini Plus is a subscription that we do.
How much do you get? 50 gigs? Wow. That's pretty good.
Not
enough for me, but it's a good start.
Yeah. Victor Otomo. I use both Google Drive and OneDrive for work purposes. Okay. So nobody is writing a Dropbox. So I guess Dropbox is not famous in Malaysia. Okay,
no,
bro.
Because Dropbox in the beginning had like 100% market share, but then they chose to focus just on the enterprise market. So it's no longer really consumer.
Oh, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why nobody talks about Dropbox anymore. Okay, Rain Kayumi says Google Drive, but sometimes physical storage. My file hoarding in Google Drive because my Gmail stopped. I got it. So it's like the files are actually stopping Gmail to work. I agree. So that's where you knew that, oh my God, I need to clear this shit. Yeah. Eshan says Mega. I don't know. Mega, Google Drive, and OneDrive. So there's a cloud option called Mega.
Is it Mega Upload?
I don't know. Mega.
Oh my God.
That's not a storage option.
No, wait, I'm looking. Oh, there is. So it's called Mega Limited, which is a file hosting service offered by Mega Cloud, a company based in Auckland, New Zealand.
File hosting.
Yeah.
It's file hosting though, it's not a storage.
No, it is a cloud storage as well. So you put that Mega brings cloud storage, file, folder sharing and all.
Okay.
It's a secure end-to-end encrypted. Hey, thanks for
we
letting
learn
us know.
new things every day.
That's why
Thank
I
you
love
so much.
the community tab, right? Thank you, Eshan, for letting us know. Din, what's up, brother? Welcome back. Using both Google Drive and iCloud for my Android phone and iPhone. That's very smart. Yeah. Okay, so as usual, every single Tuesday is where Syed will be giving you the questions. So participate over there, and then we can actually discuss it in our What the Tech episode as well. With that, we'd like to close this week's episode of What the Tech, episode number 43. Now, for the video releases, we have released our explanation video of what agentic AI is and how Samsung might be the very first people to acquire this kind of AI within their smartphone devices, which is the S26 series. So check it out if you haven't watched it. It's a video where I had to come up as soon as possible, which is within 1.5 days. I actually edit and did everything. I wish I could do more animations, but the idea is to actually explain about that. We also just released 2 days ago, if you're watching this on a Saturday, which is the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G review, a very good mid-range, which is very durable as well. What is coming up soon is 3 videos. It might be releasing next week or probably the week after. Number 1, a full in-depth review of the Poco F8 Ultra. You need to watch that. The Vivo X300 Pro, yes, I'm going to do a video after 3 months. I just can't put the phone down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just can't. Phone. Yeah, it's bloody good. And this time around, I would really want to use the telephoto. Did you see the telephoto comparison, the video?
Yeah.
So, hands down, Vivo won that. So, again, for our friend to say that that's the best camera, I just cannot understand. We also did a special What Attack episode where we interviewed Mr. Matthew Ng, who is the head of the mobile experience of Samsung Electronics. So that special episode, which is about a 10-minute video where we go back and forth talking about agentic AI and how they're going to introduce it. So it's quite interesting because he mentioned a specific feature which now it makes sense. And speaking,
isn't it interesting that they're talking about something that's unreleased in a new product?
Exactly. So that's the reason why I got him into the show. I didn't want to typically talk about leaks and what can you expect. I just wanted to go into the software side of things. Because you and I and Syed has always talked about the fact that one of the reasons why people become Samsung users is because of the software. And since people call the S25 a boring phone because it looks the same, a lot of people are forgetting how great that the software is. So yeah, it's a very interesting conversation. Not so techy, but at the same time, we just spoke about what could be coming in the S20, the S26 series. So if you like those kind of content, maybe interview people, because we've been talking about the idea of getting representative from the brands like probably Xiaomi and stuff like that. So that is also coming really soon. So stay tuned for that. And with that, we like to say thank you so much for watching episode number 43 of What Attack. My name is Adam Lobo.
My name is Vernon. See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.